all, and welcome to your Evolution Lab. This is what the screen will look like when you arrive. Please feel free to ignore everything over here. All of the pre-directions, all the information about the lab is already cut into your Google form. The only section you're going to need is going to be this little forest here. Like I said in the lab form, the mutations are here. They're numbered 1, 2, and 3. The conditions are over here. They're labeled A and B. So what you're going to do is you're just going to choose all of them eventually. So I'm going to do one example all the way through so that you can see what it's like, and then you'll go back through and do all the rest. We're going to select the first mutation, large body, long legs. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to select a condition. The conditions are always going to be the same, new predator or restricted food. As you're going to end up doing both, and because the form goes in order literally, anytime it says 1A, what we're looking at is large body, long legs, and new predator. If it said 1B, it would be large body, long legs, restricted food, and any information that comes out of that section. So for now, I'm going to just refer to 1A, and that's going to be these parameters right here. So you're simply going to look at the forest now that it's set up, and you're going to begin natural selection. So do you see how this guy over here is our mutant? In other words, he has received the mutation. Look at his larger size, look at his limb length in relationship to the other normal animals that are in the forest. Then new predator. Here is our new predator that's going to be added. And then you're going to begin natural selection.
5 generations later.
You notice that the new predator went after one of the animals and selected the one that was easiest for it to catch. That is clearly the one without the mutation, this normal guy, because look at our population afterwards. How many normals? 1. How many mutants? 3. So that means that genetic mutation that happened 5 generations ago was very beneficial to these animals surviving. There's also going to be a population graph. This is going to show you how over those 5 generations, how did that normal population decline? How did that mutant population rise? Let's look at it. So here is our population graph. You can see here are our mutant animals. There started out being 10 of them, and they rose upwards over 5 generations to there being 38, somewhere just shy of 40. Whereas our normal population went the other direction. At the 0 generation mark, there were 50 of them. By the time we close out after 5 generations, there are only 20. So you can see the way that this population is moving. Normals are declining, and the mutated animals are rising. When you're finished the questions for 1A, you're going to go back over here and you're going to choose 1B, staying with large body, long legs, moving over to restricted food. Notice how the population goes back to the setup it had previously, except there's no new predator. Then you're going to hit begin natural selection, and you're going to watch what happens as the population changes over 5 years. If you have any questions at this point, drop me an email and I'll be sure to help you to make sure that before you go all the way through this lab or go all the way through the form, you don't have any major issues. Also, remember, every time you finish a section, every time you select your mutation, select your conditions, go through the natural selection, come up to your new population and your population graph, make sure you go back to the form, answer all the questions with that letter designation before you move on to the next one.